racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks, the leader in off-road shock technology.
KMC's pursuit of victory has pushed us to the front of the pack, to the brink of destruction, and across the finish line for decades. Regardless of the driver, the vehicle, or the terrain, these are the wheels that will help you win by a landslide. The process of relentlessly redefining performance cannot be learned or taught. It's in our DNA.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here once again for your next update here on Fishgistics. Today we are covering the Score Baja 500. 2022 is the year, and it's about 460 miles today is how long these guys are out on the course for. The bikes have finished earlier. The 10X won, it looked like, according to unofficial results on our tracker. And now we have old Rob McCachran out front in the number 1. He is getting close to the finish line, and I'll show you exactly where he is. Let's bring up the tracking map. We're going to probably try and stay live here until the finish. Remember, the finish is actually 5 miles out of town, where the timed finish ends. So Rob Mack is right here. He's at mile 425. He has 40 miles to go into the finish, but it's actually only about 35 miles until his timed finish stops. So Rob Mack is out front, and then Ampudia's tracker is not working again. It was for a little bit, and now it's not again. So that's not where the 10 is. The 10 is up here somewhere. It is halfway between probably Rob Mack and the 34 and the 83. So Rob Mack first, Alan Ampudia second. Then it's going to be Brock Dickerson third, and he is holding off Luke McMillan. Luke McMillan just can't get around him. It looks like he catches up to him a little bit, and then there's just nowhere to pass. So Brock Dickerson is holding up. Honestly, he's holding up Luke McMillan. I mean, Brock, I don't know if he knows he is or not. He probably does, but he doesn't really care. He's not going to move out of the way because he doesn't want Luke to get in front of him. He knows as long as he's in front of Luke, he's beating Luke no matter what, because Luke started first. So even if Luke gets in front of him, he would have to put a bunch of time on Brock. I think Brock started 18th or something like that, way back there. So Luke would have to put a bunch of time on him. Luke is not going to beat Brock Dickerson today unless Brock has a problem. Simple as that. There's just not enough time left, and Luke is still behind him. So the big question is, how far is Dickerson going to finish back from Rob McCachran? So Rob McCachran started 4th. And let's see. I'm going to do a count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're going to do that again. Rob started 4th, so just do the math. Dickerson is 20th. That means he is 16 minutes behind him on corrected time off the start. So when Rob finishes, he needs to make sure that 16 minutes goes by and that Dickerson does not finish in that 16 minutes. If Dickerson finishes within 16 minutes of Rob McCachran finishing, Dickerson would be the winner and he would beat him. Now, Ampudia started, let me see, where's Rob Mack? 1, 2, 3 spots back from Rob Mack. So he has 3 minutes. Rob Mack has to finish, and then Ampudia has to finish within 3 minutes of Rob Mack in order for him to beat him. So I don't think he's that close, because the last time splits we had gotten, Ampudia was closer to 8 minutes, 8 and 9 minutes back. So unless he makes up about 6 minutes there, you never know. So we'll see what happens at the finish here. This race is not over yet. It is going to come down to time. Remember that. Even though Rob Mack's going to cross the finish line first, we're going to have to wait and see where these other guys are on time. Now, One of the other guys that's kind of close up to everybody is the 85, Mikey Lawrence. This is actually Ray Griffith in there now. Ray is driving this truck to the finish. They started, let's see, where did they start? They started in front of Dickerson, so Dickerson's already passed them. They're not going to come into play for the win simply because they're already behind people that started behind them, so that they can't be winning, obviously. It's physically impossible. So Dan McMillan is next in the 23, and then Sam Baldy, and then Larry Rossler, Mr. Baja. So that kind of rounds out your top, what is that, 8 or so, 7 or 8 cars. And then it goes back a little ways to the 58, Tracy Graff, then Mike Walser and Justin Lofton. Now, Mike Walser truck is being driven by Jack's Redline now. He got in at mile 200. They had a steering box. It was leaking, so they had to change it out before the Mike's loop. It took them about half an hour, it looked like, to change that one out. And that was that. Luke McMillan also changed the steering box out. His was also leaking. His only took him about 20 minutes to change. So Luke McMillan, he is still running up front for having changed the steering box out. That's pretty impressive to be running 4th place right now, maybe 3rd place, depending on time, but it looks like 4th place. So bummer for Luke because he has that podium streak going. The race isn't over yet, but Luke has that massive, 14 or 15 races in a row that he's finished on the podium, and he's in 4th place right now. So he needs to make up one spot to get that podium spot to keep that streak going. So we'll see. We'll see what can happen. You never know. He's going to have, honestly, at this point, he's going to need one of the cars in front of him to break. That's all it is. He's not going to beat Rob unless he breaks because he started in front of him. He's not going to beat Dickerson unless he breaks because he's still in front of him. And he's not going to beat Ampudia unless he breaks because he started in front of Ampudia too. So there's just not enough time left for Luke to run any of these guys down. So that we'll keep an eye on that. Let's see, what are you guys saying here? Brock's got lots of cat and mouse with Luke, about 20 minutes now. Yeah, he's got to keep it clean. Brock has got to keep it clean. He's also got to put the pressure on Rob Mack through here. Rob Mack is going to get a time split, I guarantee you, right here at Ojos. So the course crosses Ojos right here. Rob Mack has his guys sitting right here. They are going to give him a time split on all these guys when they come by right there. So Rob's going to know exactly how much time he has on all these guys right there. It's pretty close to the finish, so we'll see if, depending on what you're told, you don't have much time to react to that information. If you're told, oh, you have to go, you only have a little bit left to go. So we'll see what happens. The 19 is on the highway here. There was an incident with one of the spec trucks earlier, so it looks like all of the Herps entries have pulled out of the race and they are headed back to town to deal with it. That's what we were told earlier, and it looks like that's why the 19 is on the road there. So they've all withdrawn from the race, it looks like. Justin Lofton back here, like I said, and then Raul Gomez in the 90 is back here. So that's that. Let's see. Please update on Lofton. Well, there you go, Lisa. He's right there. He's running in probably the top, probably 10th right now is what it looks like. Now, he did start pretty far back on time because he started all the way in the back. So I know for sure he's beating like the 89 right now. He might be beating the 58, and they'll be close on the 43. So definitely, actually the 43 started right in front of him, so he's not beating the 43. But the 89 he's definitely beating, and the 58 he is, let's see, where did he start? I'm trying to look. No, I don't know. He started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots ahead of him, so he's probably pretty close to the 58 too. That's where he's at. All right, so 63, Ruben Torres back here. He is, I guess he's still in the race. Yeah, he's still in the race. For a second there, it looked like he was coming out to the highway. JP Gomez, the other Gomez brother, he's still coming along. We have the 87 Dallas Luttrell, 62 Ryan Pullman. They are up in the Mike's loop right now. Then we have Gary Magnus. Gary actually rolled the truck on the side right over here by check 1, and it was on its side for a while. The guys had to go over there and flip it back over. That is going to be Devin Hausch in the truck now, driving to the finish. He took over for Gary. Obviously, they got the truck flipped back over, and it wasn't too bad, so they were able to keep it going. All right, watch what happens at 6:30 on Fish. Yeah, at 6:30, he's going to be pretty close to the finish, you think, or what there, Chase? We will see. That was what I was guessing before, was about that time, so be pretty close, I think. 44, Kyle Jurgensen, never heard what's going on with him. He seems to be out of the race. 92 had some issues earlier. They're going again. 6 is out of the race. 38, Andy McMillan. We knew he blew his motor earlier, so not a good day for the 38 or Bryce, both out with blown motors. So that's a look at trophy truck. We'll come back in a little bit. Why did the one bounce there? Okay, so see, he hasn't updated for 8 minutes, 9 minutes. His tracker's starting to update a little slower through here, so he's actually going to be closer to Ojos when it does update again. All right, let's see let's see, class 1. Next class in line. We're going to take some time. Like I said, we're going to look at all these classes and try to stay live here until the finish so we can get you guys a good finish. All right, Kyle Quinn, 138 in class 1. We have first place, Shelby Reed. Looks to be second place in class 1. I'm actually looking at the score feed right now, too. And what truck is that they have there? There's Ampudia right there on the score feed. I'm in the way. That is Alan Ampudia right down there on scores feed right now. I'm going to try and see where that is. That is definitely looking like Ampudia. So that is going to be your second place TT down there. We'll kind of leave this on for a second here, and then I'll go back to the other map. They're flying their drones around using their Starlink, so they get pretty good service, but looks like it's a little bit hit and miss right now. But that was Alan Ampudia, the second place TT right now that you guys saw. All right, they're going back, so we're going to go back. So that is that. Now, where was I? The 168 second, and then third is going to be Damon Jeffries in the 121. That's going to be third place in class 1, and then that's about it. Now, class 10, we have 2 right here. The 1001 is stopped in Valley Trinidad. I think they've been there a while. The 1049, I think that's going to be your leader, right? Because the 1002 is on the highway. Yeah, so it looks like the 1049 is most likely your leader, or maybe the 1001. Does anybody know how long they've been there? I don't remember that car earlier, so I'm not sure on that. I think it's going to be the 1049, though. And then behind them, or it's neither one of them, actually, and it might be Stan Potter here. I kind of lost track. So who remembers who the first Class 10 car was before? Was it the 1006? It gets confusing when the highway is also the race course, and when these guys are out of the race, they go to a pit, and then it always looks like here. I don't think those are the 10-car leaders. So, yeah, I think Stan Potter, actually, right here is most likely the leader. Somebody says 1021 is leading. Okay, yeah, so that's right here. So the 1006, Stan Potter is showing as first, and now the 1064 jumped up there, and then the 1021, Marco Duran, is right there. So that is your top 3 cars right there. So all good there. And there. Top 3. Then we have 1036, 1019, 1016, and the 1088 Chase Warren, who was down earlier with problems and has got it fixed and got going again. All right. Let's see what else are you guys saying. Yep. All right. That's class 10. Now let's go to trophy truck spec. They're going to be mixed in here. I just got a report that Jason McNeil was maybe out of the race right here, so he might be actually getting towed right there. We'll keep an eye on that and see what he's got going on. Let's see, Grabowski. Okay, where's the leader? Okay, this is not the leader. This is going to be the leader right here. 297. So that, oh yeah, these guys were really close last time too. 297 and 261. Dan Fresh. Dan Fresh has been in front all day since the bottleneck, but it looks like he might be getting caught by the 297, as it looks like they both just updated. They did, and the 297 is now in front. So we have a lead change, it looks like, going on in the spec truck class. Third place, Mason Cullen in the FNL, right here, FNL Racing Fuel truck. Chris Miller in the Baja Jerky truck, the spec truck, the 240 is 4th place. And then back to the 271. They're out of the race. They're on the highway. So 299, Charles Durance is in the race, and 272, Dustin Grabowski is also in the race. Now, otherwise, we have the 219 down here, Christian Serapis. Now, remember, Christian Serapis may get a time credit. We're not sure yet, because they did help out someone that had a medical issue earlier in the race. We don't know if SCORE is going to issue them a time credit if they can prove how long they helped for, but they might get a time credit, so keep that in mind. The 204, Christopher Polvardi, he was actually down off the side of a cliff, kind of stuck earlier. Today he was leading until then, and then had a little bad luck and went off the side and got stuck for a long time. Pretty much got passed by all the spec trucks almost, and now he's worked his way all the way back up there. So interesting to see right there. So now next, the 238 is down here. and they are in Valley de Trinidad. Jason McNeil is down here. And like we said, he might be out of the race. We'll keep an eye on that. 232, Chelsea Magnus, one of the Mango trucks, still moving along. 215 moving along. 213, 211, 284. Really good racing, as always, in the spec truck class. They're all kind of stacked up really close together. So that's what's going on there. All right, let's go look again at the front before we do more classes. Where's Rob Mack at? All right, Rob Mack is in Ojos. He is getting, actually, Ojos is over here. So he's basically in Ojos on the side. He's getting 32 miles to go, about 25 miles. So about 20 minutes probably, and Rob Mack will be to the finish here. We'll keep an eye on that. This is a speed zone, some of this coming back in. So it does get a little bit slow there. So keep that in mind. All right, next class. What do we got next? Pro UTVs probably, huh? Pro UTV Open. Okay, let's go check them out. Pro UTV Open are way back here. We've had some casualties in this class. Craig Scanlon is, it looks like maybe another casualty. He's leading, but however, look at that. He's at 0 miles an hour right now, so that's not good. Mike Pratt is doing 31 miles an hour in second place. So Craig Scanlon might not be leading for long if he doesn't get going soon, and Mike Pratt can catch up to him. So we'll see what happens there. Then Mike Caffro's at 0 miles an hour. And everyone else is kind of at 0 miles an hour too. Wayne Matlock, Kristen Matlock is Kristen's moving. She had some downtime earlier, but it looks like she was able to get fixed, and she is going again. So that is that. All right, Pro UTV Turbo class. This class is ahead of the Pro UTV Opens, and we have Austin Weiland. He is checking out. Now, he did start back a ways too, so Austin Weiland is probably your race leader right now. Earlier, we were talking about Brandon Sims right here. It's going to be close between Brandon Sims and Austin Weiland. And let me look real quick. All right, Sims. Austin Weiland started right in front of Brandon Sims. So Austin Weiland started 30 seconds in front of Brandon Sims. He's obviously beating Brandon Sims by more than 30 seconds right now. So Austin Weiland is going to be your leader right now in the UTV overall category and in the UTV forced induction class. Wes Miller is going to be second on course. However, he is going to be behind Brandon Sims on time. Justin Lambert is also showing right here, fourth. Brandon Schuler, that is Rob McCachran's kid, Caden, in there. And then Mark Brunette in the 29.05 is next. Then the 29.51 is down here, 29.74, and the 29.28. So that is a look at the UTV forced induction class. Let's go to the naturally aspirated class. They're not too far behind, really. Look at this. We have Zach Seislove in first, it looks like. Joe Bolton in second. Ethan Ebert in third. We have Caden Wells in fourth. He's dropped back because he was leading earlier. 1985, and then the 1918. So that is all of your, pretty much all of your naturally aspirated cars right there. And let's see, somebody says, where's Bryce Menzies at? He is on his way home, probably, or at the hotel. He had a motor blow up earlier. So him and Andy McMillan are both out with blown motors. What else do you guys want to see? Class 12. Okay. Let me find them on here. Here, let's do Class 16 first because I just see them right now. And they're right here. So Ted Baker looks to be leading Class 1600, followed by Eli Yee in second, and then Ruben OG in third. It looks like that's your top three. Class 1600. 1631 is at a pit right there. 1606. And then 1633 is over here. It looks like 1615 is most likely out of the race as they are stopped on the highway. And then, let's see. All right, getting some updates for you guys here. Hang on a second. We got live updates coming in. All right. 1600. Now you guys want to see, I think it's called Score Lights, right? Yeah, that's where it is. Class 12. Okay. They're right with the 1600 cars, really. You can see 1211 is your leader, and then the 1203 is going to be second. 1274 is showing as third, and then the 1205 is stopped at a pit. Looks like there's two there, actually. The 1277 is also stopped at a pit. Very common pit spot. A lot of people do pits right here and driver change. It's pretty much like halfway through the race, right there before the mics turn off. That's a good spot to change a driver if that's what you're going to do this race, which a lot of the limited classes, I don't think anybody much is very few are soloing in a limited car, and that's that. All right, so let's see, Class 12. What else haven't we looked at? Let me see here. Maybe, let me see. Class 5. We got 3 Class 5s. There they all are. We got the 527, Troy Grabowski out front. 507 stopped at that pit right where everyone else is pitting. And 525 is also at a pit on the highway back there. So that looks like that's that. Let's go look at the leader again real quick. Where's Rob Mack? All right, he's through the back of Ojos. Rob Mack is back there. And they're there. Oh, he said Stan Potter is soloing in the 1006. All right. There you go. We have a solo in a 10 car. Stan Potter is soloing. Anybody else you guys know that's soloing in a limited car? That's always kind of crazy, these races. Doing too much talking to you guys today. All right, Rob Mack, 30 miles to go, 25 miles to go till the real finish. Keep an eye on him. Let's go look at Class 11. We got to check on these guys. Got to see where they are. These are the true heroes of this sport, and they keep going and going and going and going. And there they are. They're over by the San Felipe side, just north of San Felipe. They have made it past the tough section, the toughest section of the course, I think. So the 1100, Alex Gonzalez still out front, followed by the 1145, Hector, 1106, 1156, and the 1188. Now, there was the other one, the 1111. It looks like he is broken. So Eric Slorenzo, it looks like he is currently broken in a bad spot. That mile 123 is not a good spot to be broken in. That's where one of the Can-Ams was broken with us at like 115 right up here, and it's not a fun spot to be broken, let me tell you that. There is no easy way in there besides the course, really. There's some access roads up here, but it's not very easy to get into. So bummer for those guys. Legends. Yeah, we kind of looked at Legends earlier, didn't we? It was pretty much Trophy Truck Legend. Let's see. We have the right here, the 21L. So Gustavo Vidosla Sr. is leading that class right now. And as 85L, Clay Lawrence, looks like he's second. 56L, Greg Adler is third. And then the 37L, did they ever get fixed? It looks like they did, but they're down in the pit. They were broken up here for a while on top of this loop when we were talking to Cody in the BFG pit, but it looks like they have gotten fixed, at least enough to get down to the BFG pit area where most of these guys were pitting at around that spot right there. All right, getting some more updates for you guys. Let's see. All right. Trying to get some split times for you guys too at Ojos here. Nobody's through obviously besides Rob Mack yet, so we're gonna try and get an update. All right, so Rob Mack, there you go, 27 miles to the finish. And he will be finished. So I'm trying to stay live for you guys until the finish, because if I go off, he's going to finish in like 15 minutes. And then what's the point of coming back on? So what do you guys think? Should we just stay on here? What other cars do you guys want to see? Let me know. What other classes should we look at? I think we've looked at, Class 7. We haven't looked at them. Let's go Class 7. Class 777. All right, so we saw Jeff Proctor was out earlier. He was on the highway. So he's been sitting down here in town all day. I'm not sure what happened to the Honda, but Proctor was out early, so he's in town. Dan Shamley is going to be your leader, the 700 car, followed by 716 is going to be second, and then it's going to be 703, Scott Brady is going to be third, and then 744 and 740 next. 701, Brandon Walsh is going to be next. He is going to be, actually Brandon Walsh is ahead. Let's go look at Brandon Walsh right here. Here's a look at Brandon Walsh's car. This is on Twitch. He's been streaming all day. His Starlink is still working. This is pretty cool. He's been literally streaming this all day, nonstop, and it works good. It works good, and then it freezes up for a second, and it works. But this is pretty cool. Live in-car from Brandon Walsh right there. And as I say that, it freezes up, but it'll be it'll be coming back in a second. So that is Brandon Walsh right here in the 701. So we were just looking at him at mile 191. Pretty cool to see the in-car. You can see it's right there. That's live look in his in-car. It works. Sometimes it works better than others, and this antenna isn't even designed for this. This is not the mobile antenna. Starlink is coming out with a mobile antenna, and you're going to see this on every single car pretty soon. Just think about it. Live in-car, the whole race on any car. You guys can just dial in on a button what car number you want, and you can just watch their in-car. So definitely going to be pretty cool when this gets a little better. Like I said, this antenna is not even made for this. It's just laying flat on his roof right now. When you get the mobile antenna, it'll be designed to be moving and stay locked on as you're moving. So definitely going to be pretty cool. Cool technology that we got coming. I'm glad to see somebody try it out here. Definitely cool. So he's leading his 7F class right now. It's a stock frame class. I don't even know if anybody else is in it, honestly. It looks like, oh, there's a couple. Here's a 720. Mike Horner, he's in second place in that class. And then Todd in the 714 looks like he's in third. So that's looking like those are the another 70F over here, but it looks like they're out of the race. 516. Did we not look at 516? I thought I looked at it. Maybe it was 1216. All right. 516 right here. We have, it looks like two cars that are still moving. The 553 Caesar is in first, and then the 558 Luis is in second. So that looks like that's the only two cars that are really moving anywhere. This car's probably out of the race that far back. So that's a look at your 516 class. Did all the bikes finish? What about that guy on the bike that ran the quad over? Yeah, I don't know what that guy was thinking. He didn't even, or the quad guy didn't even stop. That's kind of a dick move, if you ask me. If you hit somebody like that, you should probably stop and make sure they're okay. I don't know if that bike guy finished or not. The bike guy was okay. He did get up and kept riding. So that's that. Oh, the G-Wagon. How can we forget about the G-Wagon? All right. Where is he? He is in stock full right here. 81. All right. The G-Wagon. Here we go. The G-Wagon is at mile 137.3, and he is still moving. That's great news. He's doubled his speed since last time. Last time we checked at him, he was only doing 6 miles an hour, and now look, they're doing 12 miles an hour. So they have doubled the speed since our last check. That is awesome news. He's at mile 137. He only has about 330 more to go. So, yeah, they have until about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, maybe something like that. So they got a ways to go, but he did make it through the tough part. He made it through the mountains. There's more tough part later, but he made it through the first tough part. So that's definitely good to see the G-Wagon still going. All right, check on Rob Mack, going back to the front. Let's check on our leaders. Rob Mack still moving. Still moving. He's got about 20 miles to go until the real finish. Let's check on second place. Second place is Ampudia, so we don't know. He's not tracking. He's on here somewhere. Third is either Luke or it's going to be Brock Dickerson still. The 34, and there you go, just updated. 34 is still ahead of Luke. Luke's not going to get around him. It's just that simple. He's not going to be able to pass him between here and the finish. Brock's not going to pull over for him. Luke's not going to risk running him down in the dust to pass him because it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have to. Luke's not going to beat him. So Luke's smart enough. He's just going to sit right here, and it is what it is for Luke. The 85 is coming along still, the 82, and then the 23, Dan McMillan, right there. So that's a look at that. Let's see. How are you feeling after 8 hours streaming? This is honestly nothing, man. We do the Baja 1000 when it's 1,300 miles, and I'm up for like 30 hours straight. So we're feeling pretty good over here. This is we're just getting warmed up. I got my helpers behind me doing the tracking. Thanks to Billy, Robbie, and Carissa doing the tracking for all of our clients, and I'm keeping you guys updated here. How much time between Brock and Rob? Well, that's the $1 million question right now. So we don't know because there's not a camera at the actual finish. There's only a camera at Score's podium, which is not the finish. The finish is 5 miles before there, and your time ends 5 miles before there. So we're going to have to try and guesstimate. At this time, I'm going to say that Rob Mack has plenty of time on Dickerson, and it's not going to be close. Just based on where they are on this map. I mean, it might be close, but it's not going to be. If Rob Mack doesn't go to 0 before the finish here, I think Rob Mack's going to win. And I believe that Ampudia is probably going to be second, but it's going to be close with Dickerson because Dickerson started a little ways behind Ampudia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Wait, I already passed him. There he is. Where was he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so Dickerson started 13 spots behind Ampudia. That's the time that's going to be close that we don't know, because we're not going to know where Ampudia is. He's not on the tracker here. We're not going to have a time for him at the finish. You can see Rob is getting a little closer to the actual finish now. The actual finish is right here, right over here with this little label. This is the real finish, and Rob is just right here. So depending on where Ampudia is, the real question is going to be who's going to be second. Is it going to be Ampudia or is it going to be Dickerson? One of them is going to be second, and one of them is going to be third, and then Luke McMillan is going to be fourth. That's just how it is, unless somebody stops. You know, that's how it is. Luke's not going to make up any spots here. And actually, Luke has to watch Mikey Lawrence. Mikey Lawrence is actually beating Luke right now. So Luke might actually be fifth, because Lawrence started way back. He started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spots behind Luke. He's within 13 minutes of Luke right here because he's not that far behind him. So Luke's actually getting beat by the 85 on time right now too. So that would put Luke in fifth place on corrected time, according to my calculations, which are probably pretty close to correct. But anytime you change a steering box in an all-wheel drive and still get a top 5 finish, that's pretty impressive, especially in a Baja 500 race. So definitely interesting. All right, what seltzer are you drinking today? Well, right now I'm just drinking this Kirkland sparkling water for right now, because we have to wait till our updates are done. And then thanks to Jeff Alford, we're going to have some Michelob Ultra for a little bit. And then we're going to have, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have to find out. Let's see. Do you have contact? I did have a contact in Ojos. However, let me see if they have updated me at all. Let's see. All right. Okay, here we did get some information. This sounds like a good update here. So earlier today, we're going to clear up a little rumor here. I feel comfortable telling you guys this one. The number 6 truck, Dan Myers, was reported that somebody may have had a heart attack in the truck at mile 102. This is why we never report information that we don't know. That was false. Nobody had a heart attack. They did have to airlift somebody out, and it sounds like it was the co-driver, but they suffered from heat exhaustion, from some heat stroke. They're okay. They got an IV, and it sounds like they're going to be fine. So it was really hot, and that's why whenever you guys hear stuff, if you hear something on the radio, even if it's on Weatherman, it's not official. Nothing is ever official until it's confirmed by somebody who's actually there. I mean, sometimes you might hear something on Weatherman, and it might be official, but that's why we never want to promote what we hear as like fact. So that's an update. Good to hear. The crew of the 7, the co-driver, is going to be okay. Everybody's good. Just a little heat stroke. It was really hot out today in that 102 area. Was really hot. And if you're out of the truck working, trying to get it unstuck or get around somebody, you're exerting yourself, and you can definitely overheat, especially in your race suit. And if you have your helmet on, it's really easy to overheat in the car. So definitely good news. Thanks for that update, John, and definitely sounds like good news there. Now, let's see, what else are you guys saying? Menzies is heading to the core track in Estero Beach, according to his tracker. Yeah, he's gonna go do some laps in the pre-runner, maybe. Maybe he's gonna go get the pre-runner truck and just finish in that truck ahead of Rob. That's what I would do, just to mess with everybody, because his other truck looks exactly the same as that truck. So just to mess with everybody at the finish line, if I was Bryce, I'd go get my pre-runner and just drive it over to the finish line real quick, and everybody would never know that it wasn't the race truck, and everybody would think that Bryce Menzies won, and it would be all over social media. So that'd be pretty funny. I would do it. So all right, that's that update for you guys. Still just kind of hanging with you here. We're waiting for the number 1. We're waiting for the 1 to finish. Let's see if we pull up Scores feed. Here's Scores feed again for you guys. Let's see, what truck is this? This looks like the 62 or the 82. That's Baldy. All right, so there is Baldy in the 82. Live look at Score. This is Scores feed right here coming from their drone. And then they're back at the finish line to do some more interviews. So that's why I don't have this one on the whole time for you guys. They're just talking to some people. But there was some cool coverage there. So there we go. All right, what else are you guys saying? Yeah, terrible Herps pulled on the highway. Yeah, the Herps team, they wanted it to be put out. There was a little incident with some spectators. Some people were a little bit injured. We don't know the extent. We're not going to comment on it. Everybody in the truck sounded like they were okay, and they just pulled out of the race. They are not trying to get out of the country or anything crazy. They're going back to handle it. They wanted that to be out there. Everything's being handled properly, and they're all good. Hopefully everybody's going to be okay. And, you know, when you guys are spectating, you need to stay back from the course. when you're on a lake bed or in the dust, it's really hard for the drivers to see. So you should be nowhere near the damn course. Back up. You know, there's no reason for anybody to be on the course when you're spectating, let alone right next to the course. When there's two cars coming and the first car goes by and the spectator doesn't know the next car's there, and maybe they go to cross the course or they're to get closer, they don't know that second one's coming, you can get messed up. I don't know the details of what happened, but something along those lines happened, and it's unfortunate. It happens down here sometimes, but if everybody could be a little bit more, think a little smarter when you guys are out there spectating, and then hopefully these things won't happen as much. But hopefully everybody's going to be okay with that. That is why all of the herb trucks are going back to town out of the race. You can see here's one here. They're just headed back to town on the highway. All right. If I get any more updates on that, I will let you guys know. All right. What else do we got here? What are you guys saying? Lone motor. Yeah, a couple steering boxes and motors today seem to be the issue. Justin Davis was also down with the steering box, changing a steering box. And let's see. How's Ampudia doing? Ampudia is running second. We just don't know where he is because his tractor's not working, and my guy at Ojos didn't give me any split times to Ampudia, so I don't know. He's not going to win, though. Ampudia is not going to win because he started he started only 3 spots behind Rob Mack, and I haven't seen Rob Mack lose any time, and Ampudia was about 8 to 9 minutes behind him at the last split we got, so I don't think he's made up 6 minutes. You never know, but I don't see Rob Mack losing 6 minutes without him coming to a 0 mile an hour stop here with anything. That's that. So yeah, here we can go look at, let's see, what do you want to see? Spec Trucks, Busby, real quick. All right, let's load them while we're waiting for them to finish here. Spec Trucks, the 297 is in front of the 240. What happened to Dan Fresh? Oh no, look at this. So Dan Fresh is 0 miles an hour at 1 mile an hour. He was leading. That was 8 minutes ago, but he was only doing 1 mile an hour, so he probably had an issue there. He might have even turned the truck off, maybe turned the tracker off. So bummer for Dan Fresh. He had a really good run going. He was up front almost all day after that bottleneck, but now it seems he's run into some problems. So we have the 297 out front. He's leading. Got a pretty good lead, actually, over Chris Miller, but that's because his hasn't updated for 4 minutes. So there we go. Not as big of a lead as it looks. And then we have Mason Cullen in 1 minute ago, so he's probably in third. I would say that is correct. And then Dan Fresh is in fourth for right now, but we have Charles Durant, who's moving and is probably going to pass Dan Fresh shortly here if he stays stopped, which it's looking like he is. Then we have the 272, Dustin Grabowski following him. Who won the bike race? The 10X, I believe. The 10X was the first bike to the finish, and they had a pretty good lead. So I don't think there is any going to be any changes there. Where did the first 3 start? Well, let's see. The 297 started. Where is the 297 on my list? I don't even see them on this list. Oh, there they are. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 297 started 6th. The 240 started 8th, so 2 spots back. So the 240 has a minute on corrected time, which they're obviously not within a minute, I don't think. And then Cullen started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he actually started in front of the 297. So he is definitely losing to the 297 since he started in front of him, and he's already got passed. So I would say it's 297, and then most likely 240. Yeah, 240 is going to be next because he started behind the 207 also. So 297, 240, and then 207 is going to be your top 3 in that order on corrected time. So that's what's going on in the spec class there. All right, so hopefully that helps you guys out. Let's go look again. I don't want to miss Rob finishing. He is still moving. Mostly I want to watch to see if he has a problem, because if he doesn't have a problem, Robin McCacker is going to win this race. He is going to win as long as that tractor doesn't go to 0. If it goes to 0, then we have no idea because Ampudia is in here somewhere. He's right around here. I'm going to guess he's like right here probably. And then the 34 is next, like we said, 83. And 1011 is on the highway. And the 29L is on the highway. 85 is moving. 82. All right. Let's see what else you guys do. Every day, bad day 4-wheel drive. Yeah, you know, it's the all-wheel drive trucks were dominating there the last few races. They've been doing pretty well. I mean, Rob Mack always does well, anyways. But they had some problems today. But if you think about it, the all-wheel drive trucks didn't really have all-wheel drive problems. They had motors below, which that's not really an all-wheel drive problem specifically. The steering boxes I don't know. Is that an all-wheel drive? Maybe, but Justin Davis broke one, and he's not in an all-wheel drive. So, I think it's just one of those things. They just had some bad luck today. The 21L is an all-wheel drive right here. Legend, they're winning. So, not everybody. Justin Lofton's having a pretty decent day for starting all the way in the back. Dan McMillan's having a pretty good day. And, yeah, I don't know. But definitely we got two-wheel drives going to be first, second, and third, actually, because Dickerson is a two-wheel drive. So it's going to be a podium sweep for two-wheel drives. I don't think that's happened in a couple of years, actually. So that's something a little bit different. And let's see. Update on... Is Ampudia still in second place? Yes, he is still in second place as far as we know. Rob Mack is going to be your leader, but Ampudia's tracker is not working. So he is somewhere in here, and Rob's almost to the finish. Right up here by this little Mex 3D, somewhere right up here is the finish. And you can see Rob Mack is almost there. All right. Is anybody at finish? Yeah, so score is at the finish. Nobody's at this finish up here. There's nobody here besides the timing people. So timing loop people are up here. But down at the actual finish line in town where score is, you can see this is actually Brandon Walsh right now. So check out his Starlink. It's working pretty good. That is in motion on his 7 truck with his Starlink, and it is still working. It's been on his truck all day. He literally just like strapped the thing down on top of his roof in a little spot that it fit. He didn't put the mount on it. It's just sitting in the cage, and he put some roll bar tubing around it on the tubes and then just set it in there and put 2 straps over it to hold it in. So definitely pretty cool. We know it works in motion. Clearly, you guys are all seeing it. So it's going to get better, too. He even has his in-car audio on here. If you turn the audio on, he's got his audio on. So that's kind of funny. But you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of this soon. There's going to be a lot of trucks running this. And, I mean, that looks pretty cool. He has a GoPro hooked up to it. So you do have to remember to clean the lens every once in a while. But that is pretty rad. Halfway through the race, and it is still working. I wasn't sure how long the plastic backing on the Starlink would hold up, especially in the cage like that. But that's, that's what it is. So here's score with some more drone footage. You see a bike coming in. I'm not sure what mile this is at. They're kind of bouncing around a little bit. Let's go see. All right, so the one is coming in right here. So we got Rob Mack coming in. And we're pretty much, I'm going to say this is going to be Rob Mack's race. We don't know where Ampudia is, but I don't think he's close enough to catch him. He'd have to be within 3 minutes of him, and I don't think that is going to happen today. But you never know. Now, once again, this is barring any penalties or anything. So if somebody gets a penalty, then you don't know. If somebody missed a VCP, if somebody sped, if somebody pit where they weren't supposed to, if somebody did anything like that, this could all change. So this is all unofficial until we get the actual results out. And like I said, you never know. Somebody could have done something they weren't supposed to, and you never know. So it's the 1, the 10 right here, the 34 right here, and the 83 right there. So that's your top guys right there. So we said Rob Mack just passed mile 450. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Are you? Let's see. Israel, are you on the ground? If so, can you get us a split time to Alan Ampudia, the next car? If so, let's see. Live stream is before the finish line. Yeah, they do have some before the finish line. I just don't know exactly where they are to be able to tell you guys where they are. Let's see. Live feed before the finish line. Oh, somebody clicked on one there. All right. Well, if you see a good feed up and you can get a split between Rob and Alan, let me know. But I don't think it's going to. Let's see. Danny Martinez is saying that's a. All right. Hold on, Danny. Let me look up and see. All right. Let's see. Live feed before the finish line. Okay. We do have one there. It looks like there's some people. All right. Might be able to get a time split for you guys on this. Let me see if we can get it up over here. Hang on 1 second here. I'm going to try to bring this up for you guys. Working on it. Hold on. We are working on it. Oh, we got audio. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Does this work? Okay. There we go. We got somebody's live feed at the finish line here. Thanks, Danny Martinez, for linking us to this one. So here we go. This is about where the timed finish is. So we will keep this up, and we might be able to get a stopwatch. I'll get a stopwatch on it. Get a stopwatch ready, and we will see when Rob Mack comes on here. Let's see if we can get a stopwatch on here. All right, stopwatch ready. When we see Rob Mack come here, we got a little bit of time, so I'm going to go back to the tracker. We'll come back to that in a second. They are going to be right here. Rob Mack's right here. Okay, they're getting pretty close, so we're going to just we'll leave it on here. Let me see what this audio is.
No, apenas vienen las motos. Fíjense que entonces estamos más adelante, nosotros en las millas.
All right, if you guys speak Spanish, you can know what he's saying.
Apenas viene la segunda.
I'll leave it on a little bit in the background. If anybody hears anything that he says really good, let me know. I don't understand Spanish that quickly. I only know some, so if anybody hears anything good, let me know. If he starts cussing us out, let me know too, and then we'll turn it up so you guys can laugh more. All right, so we are waiting for Rob Mack to finish right here, and then we will we'll get a stopwatch and see where Ampudia is. He has to just beat him by 3 minutes. Right? 1, 2, 3 minutes.
Sí. Eso es lo que vamos a
Let's see,
hacer.
what do we got here? Is this a bike? Looks like a bike.
Aquí viene pasando.
All right, there goes the bike. All right. So Rob has to beat Ampudia by 3 minutes. It's pretty much the only time that we don't know right now. So we're going to wait and see when Rob comes, and then we're going to count 3 minutes, and we will see what happens. Another bike? All right, he said there's bikes coming. Perfect. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you never know there, Billy. All right. Nothing important yet, yeah. Any minute now, Rob's going to be coming, so we're just waiting. This is the only camera feed. Thanks, Danny. Like I said, I haven't seen anybody else live, so this is cool. This is real close to the time finish here.
Mire, siéndole sincero, así les va. Para empezar, no estoy ganando de esto.
No, this is not qualifying for the 400 today. They are going to have qualifying at the 400. So your finish here doesn't mean anything other than for this race. So if you had a bad day today, it's fine. You come back and you qualify for the Baja 400. So no big deal for Bryce and Andy as far as start position 400. Another bike. Okay, so that was 3 bikes coming. Let's see, where are those 3 bikes at? All right, so you can see there was a bunch of bikes in front of Rob. 4, maybe. So Rob should be coming any time now because we just saw 3 bikes come by, and there wasn't that many in front of him. So we will find out here. What do you guys think? You guys think Rob's got it, or do you think Ampudia is going to be within 3 minutes of it? Think he made up 6 minutes in the last 50 miles? Let's see. What do you guys think? Put your guesses up here. This looks like a truck, maybe. For the local truck. Local.
Ahí viene bajando ya el Trotfit, ahí viene bajando el Trotfit ya en 89, ahí viene bajando ya. Ahí viene bajando. Ahí viene bajando ya en 89.
All right.
No, en 89.
Any minute now. Should be Rob Mack coming by here. We're just going to stay here with this feed. This is the best one we have at the finish line. We're going to see what happens here.
Ahí viene, ya entró al libramiento. Ahí viene ya.
Yeah, Bryce should. I'm telling you, Bryce should have jumped in his second race truck and gone and finished here and messed with everybody. See how long it took him to figure it out. See what Rob said when he pulled up the finish line behind Bryce. I would have done it just to mess with Rob. All right, going down the road, mile 489. Yep, they should be here any minute now.
Ahí viene chicoteado ya, viene atrás de esta moto, de hecho.
Oh, somebody says Ampudia's track is working. Okay, we'll check on that in a minute. Here we go. Now it's a bike. All right, where's Rob? Look at the tracker real quick. Okay, Ampudia's tracker is a ways back. Look at that. He's a little ways back. Got to be within 3 minutes. Might be kind of close. We will see. We are waiting. And it's almost 7 o'clock, so we're almost time to go live again. We're just going to continue this update. And, we'll just keep it going right now, it looks like. All right, he
Ya
should
pasó
be.
por la 89, dice, pero viene
Yeah,
fallando
Ampudia
el
finally
Lampudia.
turned his tracker back on. That's right. He took his tinfoil off of it right before the finish. It
venían
seems like that
peleando.
happens a lot with some people,
Simón.
specifically Robbie Gordon.
Se vienen peleando el lugar, dice. El Rock Mac es el número 1.
All right, he
Rock
says he
Kraken es
sees
el
Rob Mack
primero.
coming.
Primero Rock Max. Ya se ve el primer helicóptero. Rock Mac el primero.
All right, here he comes.
Rock Mac el primero. Gracias, dice. Gracias, dice. Muchas gracias a ustedes. Ayúdenme compartiendo esto y que llegue más gente.
All right, he should be here anytime now.
Hoy. Ahí viene ya, ahí viene. Ahí se escuchan ya los rugidos del motor. ¿Es el ganador? Es el ganador.
They can see the helicopter. All right, that's a good start. Telling you, these last few miles always take forever. It seems like from Ojos to here is like forever. You think they're like right there, and then they just take forever to get there from the finish. To the finish from where they were. Still waiting for him to come by, and then we will start.
Ya menos les llega. Háganse un lado, van a 1024 kilómetros. Rock Mac le lleva 3 minutos a Ampudia.
Got the stopwatch ready to go. We just need to see Rob come by.
Viene a 3 minutos, dice 3 minutos ya de
Ampudia
del Rob.
Once again, if you guys are just joining us, we are watching the actual time finish right here. This is where pretty close to where the time finish is going to be. Then they go about 5 more miles back to town, and they go up on the ramp for the parade finish. So this is where the race actually ends. So we don't care how close they are once they get back to town, because Rob might pull over here and wait for Ampudia. Who knows? So they might pull into town right next to each other, and you think Ampudia won. Not true. That's why we're watching this, because we want to try to get a split right here, so we know their actual finishing time. Obviously, this is going to be a guess. The official time is the official, but this is the best thing we have going. So, Rob should be by here any time now. Let's see, where is he on this tracker? Yeah, he's right here. He's on the highway. This is the highway. And then here's Ampudia. That might be within 3 minutes. That's pretty freaking close, guys. We got a time here. This is going to be closer than I thought it was. Ampudia is closer to Rob than I thought.
¿Saben qué pasó con el Tavo Vildosa la Junior? Está pasando con su helicóptero al primer lugar por la 89. El Ampudia va a ganar, dicen. Pues de aquí todavía no diviso el helicóptero, pero pues por ahí a venir, ¿no?
All right, let's see. 7 o'clock. Yeah.
Por tiempo le va a arrebatar el Ampudia, el primero el Ampudia.
What year is Rob's geyser truck? I don't know, but it's pretty old. It's one of the older ones. So it's very impressive that Rob is still having these good, races. I mean, it just shows he does a good job on the prep. I think he's actually doing the prep himself the last couple races. So good job. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Is this speed zone? On the way out of town, it's not. Sometimes it is on the way in. Honestly, I don't even know if it's a speed zone. We'll find out in a second here. So we see how fast it's coming by. This is Rob's truck is a 2008. Sounds about right, probably. So 2008 is when his truck was built. It's like 10 years old. Yeah, that would be like 12, 13, 14 years old or something like that. The good thing about Rob's truck is he knows everything about it. He's raced so long, it's so dialed, and just it's the same thing every race. So it's easy for him to just know what he's got and go out and do it. Ricky Johnson says 37L bent yoke on rear diff, waiting on parts. Oh, that's a bummer. Here we go. Here comes Rob.
Al parecer le viene fallando el tráfico porque viene muy lento.
It is a speed zone. Okay, start at the stopwatch. So I'm going to watch this. We're going to sit here for 3 minutes. If we see Ampudia come by within 3 minutes, Ampudia is going to be your winner. If we don't see Ampudia come by within 3 minutes, hopefully he stays live. If we don't see Ampudia come within 3 minutes, Rob Mack's going to be your winner. So the timer has started, and we will see. We're waiting 3 minutes. This will be the longest 3 minutes ever. All right, we're at 30 seconds. I think he said the same thing, huh? All right, so we're waiting. Yeah, this is definitely a speed zone. You can see how slow Rob was going. On the way out of town, it's not a speed zone. On the way back in town, it is a speed zone. It's kind of weird. Then almost 1 minute. We're right at 1 minute. Right now, 1 minute. So we have 2 minutes left. Yes, this is 100% a speed zone. That's why he was going that fast.
Va a ser speed zone a 5 minutos. Tiene límite de velocidad ahí.
All right.
Pues ahorita en la
Alan just
tarde,
entered the
fíjate,
freeway. Oh,
Mario,
this is going to be
que en la
close.
mañana que salieron, perdón, pues iban con
Let's
todo,
see.
Salieron con todo. Salieron con todo, quién sabe si
Yeah, 146 miles out of town on here, right, Ricky
Pero
Jones?
sí venían
Yeah,
con
you
todo.
could haul ass on this literally as fast as you can go on the way out of town, but then on the way back in, you got to go
A
slow.
lo que les comento, en la mañana no había eso, no había límite.
Less than 3 minutes. It's been a minute and a half.
No
We're
había
halfway.
límite de velocidad porque sí se van arrebasando y todo por aquí en la mañana.
Yeah, because
En
it
la
went
tarde no sé si cambien eso y le pongan el límite de velocidad.
Rob Mack, then Tim Herbst, then Andy McMillan, and then Ampudia. So he was 3 spots back.
Porque vivo aquí.
Almost at 2 minutes. We are at 2 minutes right now. 2 minutes. So we got 1 more minute. If Ampudia doesn't buy in the next minute, Rob Mack's going to be your winner. Longest minute ever. Here we go. Let's see. Alan is on the highway, but where is he? That is the question. 45 seconds. Got 45 seconds to see him. And he's got to come by right here on the guy's left because that's where I started my timer at. So we're going to see. Yeah, it's not a speed zone on the way out of town. On the way out of town, this is 100%. It's much longer. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Or it's going to be Rob. I don't think he's going to. Oh, Ampudia's not going to get it because we would see him for 20 seconds right here. 15 seconds.
Los de las motos, no me acuerdo el nombre.
10, 9, 8. Nope. Rob's got it. Rob's going to get it. Barring any penalties, Rob's going to get it. There it is. 3 minutes right there. All right. Rob McCacken is going to be your unofficial winner of the 2022 Baja 500, barring any penalties or missed VCPs, speeding, anything like that. He will be your winner. And Ampudia hasn't come by yet, and it's been over 3 minutes. He started 3 minutes behind Rob, so Rob beat him automatically. And we'll kind of just all wait here until we see Ampudia come by for fun, so we can see how far he is. But it's over 3 minutes, so Rob's going to be the winner of this race. Now, who was it? Dickerson had a few more to come, but he's not even close. If we go look on here, Dickerson is way back over here. We haven't even seen Ampudia yet, and Dickerson is way back there, so he doesn't have a chance to win anymore. It's going to be Rob. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be Rob. Too spread out. Yeah, 12 minutes for Dickerson, but he's not even in He's far back. Been 4 minutes. 4 minutes now since Rob came by.
Libramiento de los Encinos. Libramiento de los Encinos, aquí estamos.
We're just waiting to see when Ampudia comes by.
Dicen que si es el Ampudia,
he could still get second place, depending on where Dickerson is. Dickerson might beat Ampudia.
Pues aquí viene otro, que no es el Ampudia. Y otro carro atrás del Ampudia viene.
This is still a highway too, so that's why this is a speed zone. On the way out in the morning, I think they might actually close it. I think. I could be wrong on that, but I think they might close this off in the morning to start the race. But then in the afternoon, it's an open highway. That's why there's a speed limit on here, because there's still cars driving on. Almost at 5 minutes now. We're at 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Son dos motos, se vienen peleando las dos motos. Se vienen jugando la carrera aquí. No es de la carrera, te va atrás, pero va chicoteado atrás de él. Ahí viene la Ampudia. Ahí viene la Ampudia. ¿Ese es el Ampudia?
Right here.
Creo que sí. No, viene fallando.
Yeah, this should be Ampudia coming right here.
Viene fallando, el Ampudia aquí viene.
On the rev limiter. 5 minutes and 23 seconds back. All right, there you go. All right, we're going to shut off this feed because nobody else is coming for a while. If you guys want to go watch this feed, somebody linked it here. So I think it was Danny or somebody linked it. Thank you for that link. That was perfect. That's what's cool about you guys being on here. You guys are watching everything, and then you can help me out by showing me stuff like that. So big thanks for linking that up to me there. And as you can see on the tracker, Ampudia just came by. There's nobody else even close. Dickerson is way back over here, so he is not going to be by within the time needed to win. So I'm going to say it's going to be Rob Mack, and then it's going to be Ampudia is going to be second, probably. We just have to see where Dickerson finishes. He might get second, but second and third between Ampudia and Dickerson. Luke McMillan maybe fourth, but he might get beat by the 85. It depends how close the 85 is to him at the finish. So fourth or fifth for Luke. Same thing for the 85. We're going to have to see with the 23 and the 82 where they are. The 23 started very far back also, actually. The 23 is actually ahead of the 85, just looking at the times again here. 23, Dan, because Dan had that converter issue at San Felipe, and he started really far in the back. So Dan is actually beating both of these guys right here. The 82, where did the 82 start? Actually, let me make sure on that. 82, yeah. Dan is ahead of both of these cars right here. Dan McMillan may actually be fourth place again. Maybe he could be fourth. He could get his old spot back. It's gonna be tough because I think Dan's gonna beat Luke based on where he started, most likely. So Dan might be fourth. If not, he's probably gonna be fifth. Maybe we should text Dan and tell him to slow down a little bit so he doesn't get fourth. But yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, what do you guys think? I think that was my longest update officially ever. We've gone over an hour. It is now 7 o'clock. It's time for another update, but there's nothing really to tell you guys right now because we just told you all of that. So that's a look at it. You can see Rob Mack is going to be coming into the finish soon. I'm going to sign off. If I was you guys, I would go over and watch the score feed, which is right here. They're at the finish line. You guys can go see score, interview the winners, and then let's see, maybe I'll come back live one more time at 8 o'clock. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back live at 8 o'clock. I'm going to have some official finishing times, unofficial, official finishing times for you guys then. And then we'll find out who won, and I'll keep you guys updated at 8 o'clock, all right? And then we might have a spec truck finish by then. Let's see. Probably not, but maybe a Class 1 car. We'll see. That's in about an hour. So we'll come back at 8 o'clock. I'll do one more update for you guys today. And then that'll be it. But big thanks to all of you guys, as always, in the comments. Thanks to KMC Wheels, our title sponsor all year. John Bidding, all those guys. You guys are awesome. F&L Racing Fuel, Brian Busby, everybody over there supported us from pretty much day one almost. Four Wheel Parts, Joey D, and everybody. BFG Tires, especially thanks to Cody today for going live from the BFG pits twice for us. That was awesome, using his Starlink at one and my Starlink at the other. So that was rad. At least my Starlink was getting used by somebody, as I didn't need it today. Alexander Ford, bummer on them. They had a little head-on with a spectator coming down the Mike's Road. Everybody's okay, but the truck isn't okay. So they're probably out of the race. Bummer for them. Vimetal Trailers, all these guys, when you brake, you put your car on a Vimetal trailer. They're the best. Jeff Alford is Alford Distribution. Big thanks to Jeff. We got to go fishing soon, Jeff. Polaris, Razor, Brett, everybody over there. The Pro R is awesome, and thanks for all of you guys' support. The King Shocks, thanks to these guys. Ramses, everybody there, always keeping us dialed in. And then Unlimited RV. We have a special update for you guys coming up with Unlimited RV. So stay tuned for the next update at 8 o'clock. We're gonna dial you guys in with something. And then Baja Designs. It is getting dark now. You're gonna want to turn your Baja Designs lights on very soon. And a lot of these guys are gonna need lights. The only people that aren't are pretty much a few trophy trucks. Everybody else is gonna be using their Baja Designs lights tonight. So good. Hopefully everybody makes it to the finish. All right, come back in an hour, about 55 minutes. We'll do one more update here on Fishgistics. And until then, I don't know, do whatever you want to do. Go get a snack and then come back in an hour, and we'll see you then.
Call it chemistry, a connection, or something in our genetic code. What we build is who we are. We don't stop at good enough, but we don't quit when the going gets tough. We're not afraid to get dirty, get lost, or turn a wrench. We go until there's nothing left. It's in our DNA.